Thanks for tuning in to 104.3 The Capital. Welcome to another episode of The Advocates, Empowering Voices. Today we'll have stories of successful animal rescues that keep our featured animal welfare advocates going. On Spotlight is Hannah, Hope for Abused and Neglected Animals located in Baras, Rizal. Listen to their story as we speak with our founder, Mr. Ernie Garcia, who has an amazing way of making dogs trust him. Others think he has some sort of magical charm. I call him a dog whisperer. He is joined by Miss Chiqui Plazo, admin coordinator. I'm your host, Rochelle Rubio, and this is The Advocates. Hannah, Hope for Abused and Neglected Animals. A name that says it all. A sanctuary born out of heartbreak and hope. Here, the forgotten find a second chance. Dogs and cats, once abandoned, abused, left to suffer and die, now fighting for life, for love, for a future. Once known as Sana, saving abused and neglected animals, their journey took a cruel turn when their page was hacked, erasing much of hard-fought battles. But they refused to give up. They rose stronger and more determined than ever. Now they have more than 200 dogs and cats in their care.
Dati siyang dating shelter na nasa bahay. Tapos dumadami na yung rescue kaya nagtayo kami ng shelter sa Baras Rizal. Sa ko yung founder si Ernie Garcia, nag-rescue, nag-rehabilitate ng mga cats and dogs. Tapos pag okay na sila, pinapa-adapt namin.
Right now po yung Hana, so we have around 200 dogs and however po yung sa cats, we have less cats, 20 kasi po wala pa kami available na facility for cats. But yung dogs po namin, we have around 200 rescues. So sila po yung mga kinukuha namin sa kalsada, tapos nire-rescue po namin. Mostly are abandoned and abused po ng mga pets. So dinadala po sila sa shelter para po mapabuti sila to give them a second chance in life.
Hannah was founded in 2019 by Mr. Ernie Garcia, who was deeply troubled by the widespread animal cruelty and abandonment he witnessed around him. Initially, he cared for rescued animals in his own home, but as the number of rescues continued to rise, he realized the need for a dedicated space. This led to the creation of their shelter in Baras, Rizal, where they could provide a safe haven for more animals in need.
Yung pandemic time to 2019. So, nakita ko dumami yung mga pabayaan, neglected ng mga cats and dogs. Tapos, yung una sa bahay, yung sabi ko na kanina, una sa bahay lang sila nilalagay. Siyempre, yung mga time na yun, maraming mga owner na walang kakayahan na alagaan. Ang ginagawa, ina-abandon na lang. So, nag-rescue ako doon hanggang sa dumami na sila, umabot na ng almost 30. Sabi ko parang ang dami na. Tapos, siyempre kailangan ng space na maayos, tapos yung lugar na maganda, makakagala sila. So yun, yung isang kasama ko na advocate din, so sabi niya pwede tayong tayo sa Baras Rizal, hanap tayong lupa doon. So nakakuha naman siya ng lupa. So doon nagsimula, tinayo namin yung shelter, tinatag namin 2019. Tapos, ayun, nag-full operation lang siya ng 2020, April. So yun, nagsimula na kami mag-rescue noon. Unang mga nilagay namin doon, mga galing sa bahay. Tapos, nung 2020, doon na kami nagsimula talagang kumuha talaga ng mga rescue talaga sa kalsada. Maliban doon sa galing sa bahay ng mga neglected doon.
At first, it was just Mr. Garcia. After a few years, Hannah now has the help of 10 animal lovers that run the shelter.
10 po kami. So, si Ernie po, the founder, tapos 3 po kaming admin, and then meron pong 6 na caretakers. So, yung pong admin, kami pong 3, tumutulong po kami in terms po nung sa social media po, social media management, ganun po. Ako personally po, ang task ko is yung, kunyari po, may gusto makipag-collab sa amin, may mga third party po na, kunyari po gusto kami interviewin or may gustong gawing project with us, ako po yung nakikipag-usap. Tapos meron din po kami na isang admin po, si Kisha. Siya naman po yung in charge po sa pag-create po nung content na ipopost po dun sa social media page ni Hana. And si Cristel po, yung isa naming admin, siya po yung in charge sa marketing po. Kasi minsan po fundraise po kami, nagbebenta po kami ng mga merch. And we also have one admin po si Jaan who is in charge of direction, yung sa screening po. So, ganun po yung tasks namin as admin. Talagang support po kami ng Hana at kay Ernie. And then yung 6 caretakers naman po, ang focus po nila syempre po yung everyday shelter operations, yung pagpapakain po, yung pagmamanage ng shelter. So, sila po yung nag-report kung ano po yung kalagayan ng shelter. Meron po kaming caretaker na medyo knowledgeable po sa dog. So, siya po yung in charge naman po sa pagpapainom ng gamot, ng vitamins. Tinitingnan siya rin po yung parang tumitingin, nag-a-assess kung merong may sakit po, then nire-report. Then, pinapavet po kung kailangan. And ayun, yung iba naman po, sila din po yung ibang caretakers namin in charge naman po dun sa cleanliness. So, ang focus naman po nila is yung paglilinis. Kailangan po malinis yung shelter kasi po pag hindi malinis, nagkakasakit po yung mga aso. And meron din pong in charge yun sa mga pagpapaligo. Ganun po. Meron din po yung sa inventory. Chine-check po kung ano yung kulang. So, sinasabi po kung ano po yung kulang at kailangan bilhin po sa shelter.
Yung una ako lang, tapos nga, sa ano kasi, sa mga rescue kasi na ganyan, nagkakaroon ng mga GC-GC yan eh. Bugo sila ng GC, kung may isang rescue, i-add yung isang ganito, isang advocate, isang rescuer, hanggang sa nagkakilala kami ni Jaan, tapos dagdag na si Chiki, tapos na Yesha, nagkaano na, tapos yun, tapos yung isa pang si Cristel, so yun, nagkasama-sama na kami, napagkasunod tayo ng shelter.
What's a typical day for rescuers like Mr. Ernie Garcia and Miss Chiqui Plazo?
Maliban kasi sa shelter namin na may 200 plus dogs, dito nasa bahay, foster home kasi din to eh. Dito namin nilalagay yung mga mga disabled, mga bagong rescue na mahina pa. So, tumaning araw namin, pagising namin, talagang hindi kami, dami rin yung ginagawa. Tapos yung sa rescue nga, inasikaso namin, binabasa namin yung sa, namin, sa inbox namin, ang dami nag-request ng rescue. Araw-araw yun, halos, talagang sobrang dami ng mga neglected na mga cats and dogs. Hindi dumadaan yung araw na talagang nakaka-stress na. Tapos, siyempre, hindi mo naman pwede na papahindian. Ito, pinipili namin talaga yung kailangan-kailangan kasi hindi mo talaga kakayanin lahat. So, dumadaan yung araw na gano'n. Tapos, sa shelter kasi, yung mga caretaker, may GC kami. Doon, ini-inventory namin kung ano mga kailangan. Yung mga dogs na nag-meeting kami doon araw-araw.
Tanya, one of the rescued dogs from Tanay Rizal, was found barely clinging to life, stuffed inside a sack. She was so thin that rescuers initially called her Palita. Tanya suffered from relentless diarrhea, a severe skin condition, and had lost nearly all her fur.
Meron po ditong isang rescue po namin, si Tanya. So, nakuha po siya sa Tanay Rizal. Bali po, nilagay siya sa sako. Papi pa lang po siya. Ayan po. Nilagay siya sa
ang
sako.
cute.
Pinakawalan po siya sa sako ng mga fruit vendors. Pero po yun po, nung nakawala siya, grabe po yung skin condition niya. As in, wala po siyang balahibo. Hindi po ganyan yung itsura niya. Sobrang kalbo po siya. Then sobrang payat. Tapos mailap po, matapang. And then, ayun po, nung dinala po siya dito sa foster home, nagda-diarrhea siya everyday. May dugo po yung poops niya. Kala nga po hindi makaka-survive kasi po talagang payat-payat siya. Pa nga sa kanya ng kalita. Kasi sobrang payat po. Nagda-diarrhea po talaga siya. And then, ayun po, ginamot-gamot po namin. And nagulat na lang po kami one day, ang, parang ang ganda po pala niyang aso. Na ngayon po lagi po napagkakamalan na may lahi, golden retriever daw po, ganyan. Kasi talaga pong nag-blossom siya. Ayun po, isa sa mga success stories namin. And napakabait po niya.
Now, Tanya is living the life she deserves, healthy and loved by all the people around her. Not a trace of her cruel past. Another successful rescue was Chivas, a large dog who has endured physical abuse from his former owner. The trauma left him deeply scarred. He lost all trust in people and became aggressive. Driven by fear, Chivas would bite anyone who came near, terrified of being hurt by a human again.
Si Chivas, may breed po siya. Yun po, malaking dog. Then, iniwan po siya ng owner sa isang relative who turned out na binubugbog po siya. As in, sinusuntok po yung aso. Pag mainit yung ulo, yung dog po yung napagbubuntunan, ganun po. So, nireport po siya and eventually nakuha po siya ng Hana. Then, nung nakuha po siya ng Hana, aggressive po siya. As in, may mga nakagat po siyang mga caretaker. Nakagat ka ba?
Kaya po,
Nakangagat po siya kasi nga po traumatized.
It took years for Chivas to learn to trust humans again. His adopter loved him so deeply that even after being bitten, he never gave up on him. He understood that healing would take time, patience, and a great deal of compassion.
Nagtagal po siya sa shelter. More than 3 years po siya sa shelter kasi nga po mahirap mapa-adapt. So, nung una nakatali pa po siya kasi po nananakit po siya ng kapwa-aso. So, malaki po siya. Kaya po niyang pumatay. Ganun po siya ka-aggressive nung nakuha. Tapos po, in 3 years time, ganun po, inalagaan naman po siya. Although nakatali siya for the safety ng other dogs. Tapos yung may caretaker po kayo, may pinagtsagaan siyang i-walk, ganun po. Then, na-adapt po siya.
Then one day, Chivas finally let her guard down. He rediscovered his gentle, intelligent nature and is now a sweet, affectionate dog once more, living a happy life with his devoted fur parent.
So, winarn naman po namin sila na may food aggression, ganun po. So, actually nakagat din po sila. Hindi mo po yung kagat na matindi. Kumbaga po parang nanip ng konti, ganun po. Kala namin, kinabahan na po kami na isusoli. So, we were expecting na isusoli na si Chivas. Sabi namin, isusoli na to kasi nga po na kagat. Ganun po. Tapos, yun po, hindi nila give up. So, pinagtsagaan nila, minowalk nila, ine-exercise nila para maano po yung energy. Then, eventually, bumait na to po si Chivas. So, hindi na po siya nakatali doon. Then, yung kasama niyang dog, nakipaglaro na siya. Nag-iba na po.
Marine, another one of their rescues, was once skin and bones when they found her. Today, she's a happy, healthy dog full of life and ready to embrace every moment with joy.
Ito po si Mori yung lumalapit sa akin. Ito naman po skin and bones nung nakuha. Tapos nung kinausap po yung owner, parang sinabi na hinihintay na lang mamatay sa kalsada. Kasi nga skin and bones na lang siya. Ayun po. Then, naka-recover din po. Nakita niyo po, mataba na siya. At saka okay na po yung kalagayan niya.
Putol, perhaps the one who endured the worst case of animal cruelty among their rescues, is now finally safe in their care. He was found bleeding on the street, his tail brutally cut off by construction workers. In a desperate attempt to escape, Putol ran off but was tragically hit by a car during his flight. But he held on, and now a big survivor with the help of Ernie's team.
kasi Putol, nilapit sa amin yun. Dito yung sa Santa Cruz, Laguna eh. Pinutulan siya ng buntot ng mga construction worker. Di namin alam kung bakit, kung anong siguro kakatayin siguro kasi talagang putol yung buntot tapos parang nakatakas siya tapos habang tumatakas siya nasagasaan siya. So tinamaan yung pinakahuling niya, hita niya. Ayun, napilay siya tapos hindi siya makaalis dun sa gilid kung saan siya nasagasaan. Ayun, okay na siya ngayon. Hawa ng Diyos. Pinavet namin, tapos naka-recover siya, nakakalakad na siya ng maayos. Kasi makikita mo pa rin talaga yung niya, yung
Takot.
sa mata niya yung takot na nasaktan siya dati, pinutulan siya ng buntot. So, unti-unti naman ang inalo namin ng mga caretaker. Sabi namin, yun nga, laging kakusapin, tapos ipipit lagi para bumalik yung tiwala.
The remarkable stories of survival of Putol, Tanya, Chivas, Maureen, and many others are the ones that fuel Hannah's shelter to keep going. But life of the Hannah shelter isn't always filled with happy endings. Sometimes, despite their best efforts, they lose the fight, and those moments are the hardest to bear.
Hindi rin po namin maintindihan kung kailan po sila na-rescue. Doon pa po sila mamamatay.
Ayun.
Pati po yung sa cats, we had 2 cat cases po ng cats. Yung isa po, nandito po sa amin, pintulan naman po ng paa. And yung isa po, so nandito si Milky, nakasurvive po siya. Pero meron po kaming latest case po, yung sa dila naman po, pinutol po yung dila. And unfortunately, yun po, hindi po nakasurvive yung cat. Dala po siya sa vet, na-confine. Pero due to grabing infection po, hindi po siya nakasurvive.
Hindi talaga kumakain. Gawa ng wala siyang lasa, nakaswero na lang. May tulad ng, hindi malaman kung sino tumutol eh. Nagulat na lang siya, nagdalawa yung pusa. Hina, namapla. Tingin niyo, wala nang dila. Sa vet, kaya nakasurvive.
Sometimes losing a rescue is too hard for them to bear that Chiki cannot bring herself to step inside the shelter.
Yung para pong ang daming naka-experience na po nitong mga rescuer na sinasabi nila, parang hinintay lang po silang ma-rescue so that so they could take their last breath comfortably. Tapos, ayun po, syempre yung ganun po, parang ang sakit sa puso kasi parang andun po yung kagustuhan namin na mabuhay sila, magbigyan sila ng second chance, pag maayos naman po yung buhay nila. Kung naging parang saklap nung past nila is sana mabago. Kaya lang po kung kailan na-rescue, saka naman po parang namatay ng hina. Yun, nakakapanglumo po. Maraming beses na po, maraming luha na po kaming na maraming luha na pong nangyari.
But no matter how broken they can be over losing a rescue that they have fought for so badly, they have to remain strong for the many others that need them.
Kawawa din po sila. So, ang mangyayari po, syempre, yun po yung sinasabi nila, iiyak ka ng ilang araw, feel sad, ma-depress, pero, ayun, tuloy lang, kailangan mo pa rin kung you have to get up, you have to, ipagpag mo lahat ng mga bad feelings.
Why are there people who continue to hurt animals despite the Animal Welfare Act of 1998?
I think po, sa observation and opinion po namin is, hindi po ganun ka-promoted po yung anti-animal cruelty na batas natin. So, alam mo yun, konti lang po yung nakakaalam na pwede sila makulong or may karampatang kaparasahan kapag yung animal cruelty. At the same time po kasi, alam din nila na mahirap pong patunayan. Alam niyo po ang hirap po, before po kasi makapag-file ng kaso, napakahirap po nung proseso. Unang-una po is, kailangan po actual na witness po yung animal cruelty. Dapat po napakatibay ng ebidensya, video, picture, o kaya po kung may witness naman po, yung napakahirap po ng proseso. Hindi po siya ganun kadali. Minsan naman po kung caught in the act, mahirap, alam niyo po, minsan po pag lumapit sa barangay, minsan po yung barangay, sorry to say, pero minsan din po yung barangay po natin, hindi rin sila aware din sa batas. So parang para sa kanila is hindi po yun isang karumal-dumal or hindi siya parang mabigat na krimen. So minsan po nandun yung hesitation magresponde, ganun po. So I think yun nga po, kulang po sa ngipin yung batas. And siguro po yung awareness din, hindi siya masyadong promoted. Kaya po siguro marami pa rin po ang ganun, kakagawa ng hindi maganda sa mga hayop.
Still, they remain hopeful. More people are starting to recognize the problem and take action. They dream of a society where everyone understands that animal cruelty is a crime and where awareness and education about animal welfare are widespread and accessible to all.
Sa experience po namin, natutuwa kami kasi po yung marami na pong estudyanteng nag-approach amin. Sa schools po, nagiging topic na po yung animal welfare. So, marami pong estudyante lumalapit sa amin, gusto kami interviewin for their thesis about animal welfare, which is something we didn't have before. Nung panahon po na nag-aaral tayo. Na,
Yes.
ayun po, parang magandang start po siya na, ano niyo po, yung mga younger generation is, nabubuksan na po yung isip sa animal welfare and kung gano'n yun ka-importante. It's a good start, pero sana nga po, talagang kailangan lang ng strong program po, siguro sa mga LGU lalo na po. Kahit po barangay level, minsan wala po kaming nakikitang awareness.
How do they keep going despite the many challenges that come their way?
Kailangan, you have to pick yourself up and be strong again kasi po maraming umaasa sa'yo and marami pa pong nangangailangan ng tulong. Alam niyo po kasi yung effort nila sa shelter, sa everyday operations ng shelter, hindi po matatawaran. So, yun po yung laging iniisip namin na we can't be selfish. Hindi lang po dapat sarili namin iniisip namin dito kasi aside from the rescues that we have is nandyan po yung caretakers namin na umaasa din po. Siyempre, trabaho po nila yon, livelihood po nila yon. So kung hindi po kami magpa-function ng maayos, apektado din po sila. So yun po yung mga parang yun po yung parang nagkakatulong sa amin na makarecover.
Ernie has a unique way of connecting with animals. Many are amazed at how he's able to calm even the most aggressive dogs, succeeding where others have struggled or failed.
Saka po sa rescue din po, nagtataka sila kung bakit nahawakan ko agad, niyayakap ko. Yung pag sabihan, matapang yan, aggressive yan, wala nakakahawak. Tulad din ninyo, yung puppy na rescue na nakaraan. Sobrang tapang talaga niya, walang nakakahawak sa kanya. Pero nung ako na yung inuusap ko na, sabi ko, sumama ka na sa akin, mabuti ka, alagaan kita. Ayun, payakap na lang siya, sabi nga yung tao doon, para daw akong may
Dog
agimat daw.
whisperer.
Some call him an animal rescuer with an agimat, a kind of charm. I call him a dog whisperer. But does he really possess a magical charm that lets him speak to dogs and calm them? Ernie says no. It's simply his heart doing the talking. And somehow the animals, especially the dogs, can feel it.
Wala naman, yung puso ko lang talaga, yung ko, tapos titingnan ko sila, ito ay, ganun.
Hannah Shelter is serious about giving their rescues a new life, a new home. Hence, they are open for adoption. That is also to avoid overcrowding in the shelter.
Yung sa adoption po, so, ako na po magsasalta kasi medyo involved po ko talaga sa
Okay.
adoption. Kasi po, last year, so far, I think nakapagpa-adopt po kami ng more than 100 dogs. Si Hannah po, to be honest, is medyo naging late po kami in terms of adoption drive. Nag-start po kami siguro po more than a year ago. Kasi po, kumbaga, kami po kasi ayaw po namin mapuno yung shelter. Talaga. Ayaw po namin maging crowded yung shelter. So, nagko-control po kami in terms of population. So, naisip po namin, hindi naman po pwedeng tanggap ng tanggap, tambak ng tambak na aso sa shelter. Oo, safe sila po sa shelter, nakakakain po sila, meron po silang bahay, natutulugan sa shelter. Pero iba pa rin, yung lahat po kami na sa Hana Team, lahat po kami is meron po kaming common na paniniwala na the best pa rin po yung magkaroon sila ng sarili nilang pamilya. Kasi po, syempre po, iba pa rin yung may sarili silang family na yung nasa spoil sila, focus sa kanila, nahawakan talaga sila, ganun po. Unlike sa shelter po kasi, talagang pantay-pantay lang po yung pagtingin, hindi po pwedeng may ma-spoil. Ayaw po namin yung Kasi po, pag na-spoil yung isa, pwedeng awayin ng iba. Alam niyo po yun, mag-cause ng inggit, mag-cause ng conflict po sa mga aso.
When they launched their adoption drive, around 100 dogs found their forever homes, a heartwarming milestone that showed the impact of their advocacy.
Kaya nag-start po kami ng adoption drive. Tapos so far po, more than 100 dogs na po yung naipa-adapt namin. Since yung nag-start po kami, nagulat po kami kung gaano kabilis, kung gaano po ka-successful yung naging adoption drive namin.
Their rescues are like their own children, which is why they're very thorough with the adoption process. They want to ensure that each dog or cat goes to a loving, responsible home where they'll be treated with care and respect.
Talagang may process po kami sa pagpapa-adopt. Hindi po siya basta-basta and strict na strict po kami. Kung interested po kayong mag-adopt, so dadaan po kayo sa interview process. May mga questions po kayong kailangan sagutan. Dun sa questions na yun po kasi, nalalaman po namin yung behavior niya po as pet owner. Syempre po, ang mga kino-consider po natin sa adopter is capability, capacity, saka po syempre yung commitment. Ayun, yung 3 C's na tinatawag namin.
They want to ensure their rescues are adopted by individuals and families who will love them for their entire lives, not just while they're young and cute, but through all the stages of their journey.
Unang-una, dapat po, we have to be strict na talagang dapat po animal lover. Hindi lang po yung bastang gagawing bantay lang po, hindi lang po yung parang nagustuhan lang kasi puppy, pero hindi magko-commit. Paglaki, malaki-laki na po, magsasawa, mga ganun po.
Hannah Shelter is also a strong advocate for ensuring that all their rescues receive the necessary vaccinations. As part of their adoption process, they require adopters to commit to keeping their pets up to date on their vaccines. They also carefully consider the adopter's lifestyle and home setup to ensure it's a good match for the animal. To guarantee the safety and well-being of the rescues, they personally deliver the animals to their new homes, ensuring they arrive in an ideal environment.
Ayaw po namin yung hihintayin pa pong magkasakit, saka pa lang po tayo magpa-vet. And mas magastos po talaga kapag malala na yung sakit, which is na-prevent naman po sana ng vaccine, like parvo, distemper, yun po yung malalalang sakit ng mga dogs na preventable naman sana ng vaccine. So, yun po, kailangan po, i-commit nyo po na ipapavaccine nyo po sila. And kung magkakasakit, is magpapavet. Kung kaya po talaga naming maabot, like, we've had adopters from Nueva Ecija, Pampanga, South, Bicol. Hanggat kaya po naming ihahatid po namin. The reason being is, it's our way to see kung ano po yung dineclare niyo during the interview to ma-validate po namin na totoo po ba. Pangalawa po, gusto namin malaman kung saan ka nakatira, makita in person, saan niyo po talaga ilalagay yung in-adapt ninyo, anong klase environment po ba. And lastly po, syempre, whatever happens is at least maalam namin kung saan namin sila babalikan.
Hannah Shelter doesn't just stop at adoption. They continue to monitor the well-being of their rescues even after they've been rehomed. If they ever notice a red flag or something concerning, they will personally check on the animal and, if necessary, bring them back to the shelter to ensure their safety and care.
We had a case po na same picture po yung pinapadala. Every time na humihingi kami, it's the same picture. So, parang nagtaka na po kami. And basta any red flag po na maramdaman namin, we will visit you. We will do a surprise visit. And kung kinakailangan, talagang binabawi po namin yung rescue namin na inadapt nyo. Kapag nakita namin na hindi po sila napabuti, napabayaan, babawiin po namin. Then, yun nga po, i-rehabilitate na lang po namin ulit.
Running a shelter is far from easy, and the team at Hannah Shelter has made many personal sacrifices for their advocacy. They've given up their time, energy, and sometimes even their own comfort to care for the animals. The work is emotionally and physically demanding, and the financial strain can be overwhelming at times. Many of them have put their own needs aside, prioritizing the well-being of the animals above all else.
Ang unang-una po dyan yung personal time po. Kasi po, imbis na yung naglalakwa ka or
At ka na gagawin.
opo, imbis na, alam mo yung personal time niyo po minsan is cancel yung personal lakad kasi meron pong emergency sa shelter, may rescue po, yung mga ganun po, may kailangan pong gawin, may kailangan dalhin sa vet, ganun po, yung siguro po more of yung mga personal things po. Kasi you have to be selfless. Yung inbox po namin is para po siyang 24/7. So, although lahat po ng admin kasi may ano naman po doon access, pero kasi po kami sa HANA, as much as possible po, gusto namin kami mismo yung sumasagot. So, we take turns kung sino po yung available na magman po nung inbox ng page namin. Kaya po marami po nagsasabi na buti pa kayo, parang sumasagot kayo na tao yung sumasagot, hindi, may auto-reply po kami, pero may binabalikan pa po namin yon para masagot po kayo personally. Which is na-appreciate po nung iba na buti pa kayo kahit papano sumasagot. Minsan po kahit yung sabihin po namin na hindi namin kaya yung rescue kasi malayo, at least daw po sumagot kami.
Have they ever thought of giving up?
Minsan, dumadaan sa ganun, siyempre, ah, yung mga time talaga na sobrang hirap. Parang, sige, parang, pero hindi naman pwedeng matras kasi nandito na to eh. Saan naman dadalhin yung mga rescue? Tutuloy lang. Darating yung time na gano'n na panghinaan ka ng loob, problema mo, tapos pero sabi nga, ni minsan hindi pa nag ng yung mga dogs namin. Isang araw hindi sila kakain, hindi pa dumarating yung point na gano'n. Isang milagro nga na bigla na lang, ito may mga pupunta, visit, magdalang mga pagkain. Yun, madating yung gano'n na time na parang panghinaan ka ng loob. Pero laban lang talaga.
Despite the challenges, their passion and commitment to making a difference in the lives of these animals keep them going.
Talagang miraculously po nakakatawid. Nakakapagpakapun pa po kami, nakakapag-vaccine kami. Ano po, marami po kaming supporters, marami po kaming followers na talagang naniniwala po sa ginagawa namin. Nagtitiwala po kahit ano pong mangyari.
Chicky is deeply grateful for the unwavering support that they've received from their followers over the past 5 years. She humbly asks for continued support as they continue their work, rescuing and caring for animals in need. Every bit of help makes a difference in the lives of these animals, and Chicky knows they couldn't do it without the kindness of their community.
So, ayun po, patuloy lang po yung suporta sa HANA Shelter. And ang promise naman po namin talaga is very transparent naman po kami ever since. That's one thing na inaalagaan po namin. Makikita niyo po talaga sa page namin na when we say na ito pinavet, talagang pinapavet po. Kasi SOP po sa amin, if we rescue, talagang kailangan ipavet. Yung support na binibigay financially is talagang yun po, ginagastos po siya for the welfare of no rescues. And syempre yung ibang needs ng shelters like the utilities po, yung sahod po ng caretakers na inaalagaan po talaga namin. Kasi we strongly believe na parang ano po sila, isa sila rin yung success ng shelter, yung mga caretakers po namin. Ayun po. So, yun po, we just ask to continue to support po HANA Shelter. Ayun po, watch our reels para po, yun, na-monetize po ang aming reels, mga videos po namin. I-share and like po, malaking tulong na po sa amin yun. Yung mga post po, share and like. Malaking tulong na po sa amin yun para po napapakalat po yung advocacy namin.
Ernie appeals to everyone for responsible pet ownership and kindness towards animals, reminding us that they don't have voices to speak up for themselves. He urges people to treat all animals with compassion and respect as they rely on us to be their advocates and protectors.
Siyempre, unang-una yung kung sana maging responsable lang po tayo. Kasi ito yung hindi ko kaya tumatambak yung mga sa shelter. Nagpupuno, naging crowded dahil sa mga responsibleng owner. Tapos, siyempre, yung mga dog pound din, kaya napupunta yung mga dogs doon, tapos pinapabayaan ng mga owner. So, mga responsable po tayo. Kawawa naman po sila. Wala po silang boses na katulad natin na nagutom, hihingi ng pagkain, pag nauuhaw, hingi ng tubig. Sila po, wala po silang boses eh. So, yun lang po, maging ano po tayo sa mga hayop po. Maging, huwag po tayo maging malupit sa kanila. Mahalin po natin sila. Yun.
In a world where there are Ernies and Chickies fighting for animal welfare, we have a chance to make this world a better place for animals if more of us will step up and join their advocacy. Animal cruelty is a crime. As ordinary citizens, we have the power to lessen, if not totally eliminate, animal cruelty. We can help spread awareness about animal welfare, learn about RA 8485, use the power of social media, report animal abuses to the authorities, or simply be kind to animals. We will never tire of saying this. If you can't help them, please do not hurt them. And that's a wrap on today's episode. Thanks to our friends at Hannah Shelter, Ernie and Chicky, for sharing their story of self-sacrifice and deep love for animals. I'm Rochelle Rubio. Until next time, let's continue to empower voices here on The Advocates.
This is where the voices of the voiceless are heard. The Advocates, empowering voices. Hosted by Rochelle Rubio on 104.3 The Capital.